I'm here. You know, we mentioned the mummers. Well, here they are. This is John Cousins here and Pat Darcy. Thanks for coming along. Now, before you think these two are complete, you know, guys who've had the lobotomy and a completely successful lobotomy operation, what do you do? You're a student, aren't you, John?
That's right.
You're a student, and Pat, what do you do? You're a sort of businessman, right?
I work in the metal markets.
Work in the metal markets. So, perfectly sane, guys. What's fascinating about mumming is its secrecy and its ancient traditions. How would you define mumming?
Mumming is an ancient form of street theatre, and it was also a secret society within all the villages. And the characters in the play were the people in the village, and although everybody knew who they were, if they were revealed, then the magic of the play.
And the secrecy has continued. Very little is written down. Yeah?
That's right. It was an oral tradition, which could suggest the origin comes from the Druid tradition.
It's absolutely fascinating. Wassailing, you name it. Even Morris dancing has its connections as well, doesn't it, with mumming? We'll chat more later, but I think you've got the Cutty Wren song, have you?
Yeah.
Very quickly, this celebrates what? The hunting of the wren, which is a very important bird.
That's right. Yeah, the king of the birds is the wren, and this was the hunt for the wren and its sacrifice.
How long ago might people have heard this song that you're about to sing?
This Christmas.
No. How old is it? You're not saying it's a brand new song?
No, it's not a brand new song. Nobody knows how old it is, but it's very curious.
So, Tudor times, they might have heard exactly what we're going to hear now.
I think it's older than that.
Okay, right. Off you go, John. Off you go, Pat.
Oh, where are you going? Says Milda to Molda.
Oh, I cannot tell you, says Jack in the can.
We're going to the greenwood, says John the Red-Nosed. We're going to the greenwood, says everyone. And what will you do there? Says Milda to Molda.
Oh, I cannot tell you, says Jack in the can.
We'll hunt for the wren, says John the Red-Nosed. We'll hunt for the Cutty Wren, says everyone. And how will you shoot her? Says Milda to Molda.
With bows and with arrows, says Jack in the can.
With big guns and big cannons, says John the Red-Nosed. With big guns and big cannons, says everyone. And who then will carry us, says Milda to Molda.
On 4 strong men's shoulders, says Jack in the can.
In big carts and big wagons, says John the Red-Nosed. In big carts and big wagons, says everyone. And how will you cut her up, says Milda to Molda.
With knives and with forks, says Jack in the can.
With big hatchets and cleavers, says John the Red-Nosed. With big hatchets and cleavers, says everyone. And how will you cook her, says Milda to Molda.
In pots and in pans, says Jack in the can.
In a bloody great brass cauldron, says John the Red-Nosed. In a bloody great brass cauldron, says everyone. And who then will eat her, says Milda to Molda.
Invite all the village, says Jack in the can.
And who'll eat the spare rib, says John the Red-Nosed. We'll give it to the poor, says everyone. Oh, where are you going, says Milda to Molda.
Oh, I cannot tell you, says Jack in the can.
We're going to the greenwood, says John the Red-Nosed. We're going to the greenwood, says everyone.
Thanks very much, John. Thanks. Well done. Thanks, John. Thanks very much, Pat. Let's get one thing clear. Your outfit is really for Christmas time, isn't it? It's a Christmas outfit. Have I got that wrong?
No,
I thought you told me it was Christmas.
Yes,
right.
you've got that wrong. This is Christmas.
That's Christmas, I beg your pardon. And your...
This is May.
Okay, so these two outfits would never normally be seen together.
That's right.
Let's get back to this secrecy thing. For instance, how was that song handed down? Where did you learn it, and who introduced you to the mummers?
Well, I learnt it through a misspent youth going into pubs around my way where these songs are still sung, so
Yeah.
I heard it from an oral tradition.
And how did you... Is it a kind of secret entry to the mummers? I mean, how is it done?
It's
You don't have to reveal all, by the way.
It's by association, really.
Yeah.
You get asked mysteriously,
Right.
you know.
How mysteriously?
Quite mysteriously.
What, come behind the hay bales? Is that not that kind of
Absolutely, yeah. I was actually watching a theatre performance, and I had a tap on the shoulder, and that was how I got asked to join.
What is the relevance today to it? Because I know you were saying to me earlier before the programme started that there is a relevance to you two, and there's something of significance to you, really.
Well, I think it's because it's in touch with nature. The times of year when it's performed are all times of New Year. There's Christmas, obviously, which is the most well-known. And the most famous one, I presume, is Marshfield Mummers in Gloucester. And I went up to see them this year. They performed Boxing Day. And there were about 4,000 or 5,000 people watching them. So it has a relevance to a lot of people.
Is there any danger that all the traditions of mumming, traditions could die out, and a whole generation could be wiped out, as it were, with nothing handed down?
I think it was going to happen. It would have happened after the war. And through the efforts of revivalists, it's actually come on.
You see, you've got all kinds of... Now, there's wassailing, wenching and wassailing. Now, what's the wassailing?
Well, wassailing is to bless the apple trees at Christmas time.
We get completely and absolutely
Well,
plastered.
as with all these things, they're just a very good excuse to have a drink.
Now we're getting down to the real secrets of mumming. Yeah. And there's pace egging. How do you pace egg? What's a pace egg?
Well, pace egging is at Easter time. Again, it's a mumming play, but it's slightly different. They don't wear rags. They wear curious triangular helmets, and the egg part comes in from the Easter tradition of giving Easter eggs.
And if I had a figgy pudding, would I eat that, throw it, sit on it? What would I do with a figgy pudding?
Depends on your taste, but you'd probably eat it. You'd probably eat it.
So it brings
You know, which is back to the Christmas one again.
Yeah.
And I mean, songs like that, which people are openly familiar with.
What's people's attitude to you? I mean, when you're wearing this, what do they say to you?
Would you like an overdraft?
What about you?
Let me buy you a drink.
Yeah. Right, we just could delve back a little bit again. How far does this go back? Cassandra was saying it goes way, way back. Celts, Druids, and so on.
Yes, nobody really knows where it comes from. Although it's very Christianized, it's obviously older than that, so we don't know. It's pointless trying to find out.
Do you resent sometimes that these things are marginalised, that you become little curiosities, that people look at you and think, nothing?
No, because it helps to preserve the tradition. I mean, that song now has been preserved here, and somebody might see it and keep it going. You know?
It's funny, people have a terrible fear of secrecy, don't they? Vis-a-vis, look what happens to the Masons, you know, they're distrusted wherever they are.
Hence, mumming.
So you keep mum.
Mum's a word. That's where that phrase comes from mum.
Ah. Why didn't you tell me that before? Keep mum. That's the, so you're a secret society, but within that there's relevance to us all, yeah?
That's right.
Are you going to hand this down if you have children? Have you got children?
Not yet.
Will you hand it down?
Yes.
Who will you hand it down to?
My son.
Yeah?
Jack.
Yeah. But when you dress up like that, they don't say, Dad, don't do that.
No. They've grown up with it completely, so they quite enjoy it.
And is there any mum greeting that we should finish with now? Any mum? What does a mum say when it says goodbye? Just goodbye or mine's a pint?
Mine's a pint.
That sounds nice.
Now I know why this wonderful and ancient mystical tradition
It's dying
survives.
out.
No, not dying out. It survives so brilliantly. That basically is the motto. Mine's a pint. John and Pat, thanks very much for joining us today.
Thank you.